upcoming milestones which are pretty important for the progression of our lead program in acne, but also for the broader commercialisation of the Permatrex delivery platform. So we're working very hard at the moment towards filing the regulatory documents that are required to commence our phase 1A study, which we have planned here in Australia. And so really the next important milestone is focused around the ethics approval for that study, and then we'll move into the commencement of that study. Since the company was formed, we've had a license to use a unique skin drug delivery system which is called Permatrex. We've used that in the development of our initial products for acne and also our pipeline products in both psoriasis and dermatitis. So our license was constrained to cannabinoids, so a certain class of drug, and what we've been able to do is expand that license to enable us to use the Permatrex technology for any drug that is relevant for skin disease. So that obviously greatly expands the types of molecules that we can work with, both existing marketed and approved products, but also new chemical entities or new drugs that are in development by partners who may wish to use the technology to improve their delivery of their programs. So it opens up a number of different opportunities, both for ourselves, but also in conjunction with partners. So the upcoming phase 1 study is focused on establishing the safety of the product to give us an understanding of the irritation that comes from combining the Permatrex delivery system with synthetic cannabidiol. And we'll also look at the pharmacokinetics of the drug that we've created, which means how much drug actually gets into the blood of the volunteers in the study. That's immediately followed by our study in acne patients. So what that study in turn will tell us is, will give us some indication as to how well the drug works to actually treat the patient's acne. So the first study is in healthy volunteers, essentially confirming that the drug is safe and giving us some idea of blood levels of the drug. The second study is more focused on the efficacy of the product and giving some initial signals around safety in acne patients as well. So we recently announced that we had expanded the license for Permatrex to enable to use it for a number of different drugs that could be involved in treating skin diseases. So there's sort of two different ways that we can use the expanded license. One way is to work on our own internal products. These could be improvements of formulations of products that are currently marketed that have significant problems. So just to give you an example, some drugs that are used for acne, once you apply them to the skin, if they come in contact with your shirt or a towel or your pillow, they can bleach or stain just because the formulation comes off. So they're sorts of very simple convenience problems that we can solve. We can also improve the way in which a drug can be delivered through the skin. Okay, that's the whole point of the Permatrex technology. So for many drugs where you have to give very high doses, or it's not practical to actually deliver the drug through the skin, this opens up a whole new area for us to work in treating skin disease. Those products could come from our own internal pipeline, but potentially they could also come from partners' pipelines. So this really gives us an opportunity to expand the scope of our collaborations with different industry partners, helping them solve problems to move their projects through the development pipeline, potentially generating some deals, potentially also eventually generating some revenue to help support our own development programs. So Michael's been working with us for a number of months as a consultant, and he's recently joined us in the position of Chief Operating Officer. Michael's got a very extensive background, both as a CEO of various life sciences companies here in Australia, but more particularly very relevant recent experience in running acne studies, phase 1 and phase 2 acne studies, both here in Australia and in the United States. Through that experience, he's obviously been exposed to a number of different dermatology companies, and his network of contacts, particularly with some of the key opinion leaders around the world who are experts in acne and also other skin diseases, is highly relevant. So we're very pleased to have the opportunity to work with him, and we think he will contribute a lot to the rapid advancement of the company's pipeline products. I think one of the key reasons is that the hurdle that you have to jump over in terms of safety is so high. So acne, like many other skin diseases, is not life-threatening, and so FDA provides a particular emphasis on how safe and non-irritating the product is, almost before the question of efficacy is even addressed. So as you're aware, we're using a synthetic form of cannabidiol as our drug active. This drug has been studied at very high levels in diseases such as epilepsy, and it's been dosed to children in some of those studies in gram quantities. But we're going to be applying milligrams, about 1,000th of a gram, to the outside of the skin. So on a comparative basis, we've got pretty good confidence that cannabidiol as a molecule is going to be safe, and our job really is to show how effective that can be in treating acne.